notice. Oh, so welcome to this Monday Vision Circle. Let's just get the circle set. So in whatever way you feel comfortable to get that breath moving into your body. Moving through the nostrils right down the midline of the body. Waking up all those systems, those power centers, the integral system of the chakras. Letting the breath move out of your space, over to the side, everything that is not needed right now. Just moving it off to the side, not now, so that you can be present here in your body, cocooned in the sixfold cocoon of the field for protection, guidance, security, divine guidance, all that it entails. The cocoon encompassing your home, your land, and everyone in your family and those that you love, cocooned in the same fashion. And humanity and earth, we are gathered on this space of sacred sovereignty. We come together to listen to vision. So that intelligent field that we have been playing on that may and is expanding, we relate and communicate and feel one with that field. We recognize that there is much that we know and have experienced. There is much we do not know, much we have not experienced. For our time here, we ask that all doors to experiences that are completed, to all contracts that are completed, all healing that is completed, that those doors be closed, those stories be transformed into light, so that the doors calling to us will be clear and open and draw us through. We are here in support of one another, in support of our family, of our Sacred Ground Collective community, in support of the teams, planetary and beyond, moving us into that fuller expression of our divine. And we appreciate and honor that journey for all of us. We give thanks to Gaia for allowing us on her surface, and ask that she be blessed and her life forms and elements be made whole. We are here with Sophia, Design and Guardian, and Sophia, Heart of Light, working in absolute harmony with the divine triad of the masculine in our lives and world. So our circle is set, anchored, and we are here, gathered. And so it is. Okay, a sense of what that is for you, feeling, words, songs. And when you're ready, open your eyes and be with us in this circle. So now we'll just go around and place ourselves into the circle and put in either name or number, those that you would like to put in that healing temple of divine good. individuals, life forms, situations, personal and otherwise, where you are on the planet, and the energetic quality or song that you would like to awaken within this field. So I'm going to have Angelique, would you begin?
Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, sure. Yeah, here we are again. And I really greet all of you from my heart from the Netherlands and from the West Coast on this foggy day. It was a real foggy day, cold yesterday, and the day before it was like spring, and now it's again cold and foggy. And yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I love to bring in the circle 10 people. And light is what I'm really love to bring in, and for the global situations and for all who need this, because there is so much going on, and especially for our sisters globally, I can feel that there's such a strong connection rising, and we are energetically weaving a web. So yeah, my word is weaving a web. And I go to Arlie.
Hi, I'm Arlie. I'm in New Zealand, and I would like to bring in 16 people. My cat, 8 personal situations, and my word is deep connection. And I will go to Sue.
Thank you, Arlie. I'm Sue. I'm in Issaquah on the top of either a big hill or a little mountain. I'm not sure. House sitting, pet sitting, and just settled in, got a fire going, and it feels really good, surrounded by trees. I am bringing in, I think it's 35 people. Nope, say 37. People come and go. 37 people, and my world situation is loving kindness. And that's it for now. And I'll call on Evie.
Thanks, Sue. Evie in Anacortes, Washington State. And I'd like to bring in 8 people. 9 people. 2 personal situations. Multiple global situations. And the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, amongst other areas of unrest and conflict. And my 2 words are transition. It's an equinox period and new beginnings. And I believe there's a second Audrey.
Hi everyone, hello. I just joined, so what am I supposed to do now?
Okay, Audrey, welcome here. We've set the circle, and we're placing ourselves into this circle. You know, your name, where you are on the planet, and because we hold it all the time, if there's any individuals, either by name or number, that you want to place in the circle, you could either put the name in the circle or numbers like 4 or 5 or 10. And any situations, personal or globally, by number or name, on any life forms, you know, like 4-legged animals also. So your name, where you are on the planet, who and what you want to the healing circle, and then what quality you would like to call forth from this energy field of what we call the division circle.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I'm Audrey Addison Williams. Greetings from Santa Barbara, California. I just happened to see your email and jumped on. The energy that I bring is clarity of purpose, clarity of thought, and then the courage to follow through once we have clarity. I'd like to put my son's name in a circle, Sylvester, and also my daughter, Cherise. I'm very, very troubled about what's happening in America, in the United States of America. And I believe that we have an opportunity, we the people, to provide very different leadership and to shift the energy on this planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. So Sharon Maynard here. I'm Wooded Island. Thank goodness I'm home. I'm really glad to be home. And I'm going to place 24 people into the circle, 3 personal situations, and multiple power over situations in the world to be completely eradicated and made extinct. And the quality that I want to call forth for the circle is expanding awareness. So we're gathered here with multiple individuals, named and unnamed, individuals, furry ones, that we by intention place into that healing temple of divine good. In that space, there are intelligent forms, teams, and beings beyond our capacity who now have directive to dissolve, remove that which destroys, damages, brings disease. They know how to dissolve what seems impossible maybe to us and open doors to new life for all that we've placed in that healing space. We include the situations in the world today. We understand cause, and we activate extinction at cause of all those situations. And we've gathered, call forth within this energy field that is unlimited. We say to you, life, we're here to weave webs of deep connections, of loving kindness, of transitioning into new beginnings with clarity of purpose and thought and courage, to expand individuals' consciousness wherever they might be in their path of awareness. And we know that it will be done as we listen to the guidance that is here for us. So we're grateful to be together. Our circle is set and we are in it, and grateful to be here today. And so it is. So usually on Mondays, we started out, I think, being the guardian circle. I'm not sure which we started out being, where we would look at what is the problem, where's the cause, eliminate the cause, put in a new vision. And all of that kind of has 3 different steps became this circle on Monday, where we're showing up because we know we're part of a team way beyond ourselves that is committed to an environment of sovereignty. In other words, all that agendas of domination and power over in our space does not exist, and we are extending our space to include all space so that all creations of good, health, benefit of all, etc., grow easily without the contamination and domination agendas. And so we have gathered usually to say, where shall I play in the vision, and just kind of ask that question. And then, of course, because we each have our own team, they might have ideas that we had not thought of. And so we hold loosely to that directive. So that's kind of where we've been on our journey today, or Monday. But I wanted to, before we got started, I wanted to share with you an awareness that came up for me this last Saturday. Now, as you're probably aware, in February, I really felt to invite grandmothers and wise women, is put out the call to come together to create a field. I call it the mycelium for the wisdom of women, that had not been created in the same way ever in our lifetime, because women's energies and visions and authority has been so squashed that it was time for us to say, now we are present and we are reclaiming all of those things as women, to design, to protect, to expand, set policy, etc. But the mycelium, the underlying network, we get to create, call it forth, set its values, make sure that it doesn't get co-opted because we put boundaries strongly in place, etc. And then that field was just to be seeded by a 3-minute speaking into the field by women who showed up to say, what's my wisdom from my experiences? What's my vision for the future? What am I feeling called to? Something like that. And they each had 3 minutes. And that's what it was about, seeding the field. I've never done it that way before. So we did it in February. And when I look back and listen to one of the recordings from February, I went, there is an energy here that is like, I don't know what it is, but it is a different energy. So we did it again in March. We'll do it again in June. And a couple of things that really I was made aware of that I want to share with you, because I think it's important for women in general. First of all, in some of the calls we had 20 women, and some of the calls we had 10, and some of the calls we had 13. We had 3 calls during Saturday. And one of the consistent things was, and these women hadn't met each other before, some yes, some no. And they didn't say, this is what I'm doing, I want you to be on board. Here's my contact. No, it was just, here's my wisdom, planting it. And we're all holding it, planting it and deepening it. You see, the consistency of this, the words and the feelings behind the words that says, I am so honored to be in such a rich field of women. And it wasn't about what the woman was doing or had created, but there was a feeling of richness and enrichment, just sitting and hearing one after another, because I was a little nervous if that was going to be enough for us to do it that way, you know? So that was curious to me. And it was again on Saturday, the enrichment. It's like there was an equality energy of a field growing up. It was a different feel than I've ever felt before. And then in the last call on Saturday, one of the women, just as we're closing, said to the new woman on the call, she said, so-and-so, I want to connect with you. In other words, she reached out to make a connection to somebody on the call. Instantly, the energy changed. And it became not enrichment, equity, equality, we're here together. It became, oh my gosh, will they choose me? It disrupted the energy, because we went into the energy itself. It's like the women shifted the energy spontaneously, without consciously thinking, to that old pattern of, will I be left out? And it made me see the value of this, that, and I brought it back and said, that's not what we're here to do. And she and I've had a conversation so we could learn. It wasn't bad that she did, but I got to see and feel the shift that women often go to if somebody else says, can I have your contact information? And I'm left out. And oh my gosh, maybe I'm not valid. It really was astonishing. All I can say was astonishing. So and it's not that we shouldn't network, and it's not that we shouldn't be sharing information back and forth. But in this particular group, it's about building a field and letting the field speak to us and us answering the call in how we reach out. And it will be reaching out in ways that the field opens for us, the mycelium opens for us. And so that brought me to the question I put out for you to consider, and certainly not what you have to do today, because I thought what I would love to have in the field next is the seed of the specific wisdom. You know what? And again, you don't have to do it today, but I put it out there for you to think about. If you were to say, you know, here's a young one sitting by your side, and she's kind of struggling with what is going on with her or her life or whatever. Is there something that you would say, you know, I've lived a lot of years, and what I know is that it comes and goes. This moment passes. Breathe into your center, breathe, you know, and listen inside. Yeah, I don't know, whatever you'd say, you see, because I know that there's next seeding of the field. And so I wanted to put that out there today, just to maybe to capture it. It's not what you have to do today because it is the vision circle. So what we do usually, and then I'm going to have any comments you want to make. Usually what we do is just a short guidance for you to get to your team. Your team's going to take you to the field prepared for you. And then we're on it for like 10 minutes. And then we come back. That's how it usually runs. And we'll do it that way today too. But if there's some wisdom out there, bring it back. So anyway, I'm going to open the field. If there's anything else anybody wants to say before we start, what's on your mind, heart, whatever. Evie, I see you're ready.
Yeah, it's a very similar question to another question I've heard in the past 3 days. And I thought that was the question I'm about to share is a real interesting way to share where our wisdom is today. And that question is, if you look at yourself as 10 years younger, knowing where you've been in the past 10 years, what advice would you give to that younger self based on the wisdom that you've gained now? And I think that can really be a positive boost given where we typically are in our self-judgment, or not feeling enough, or not being adequate. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, that's a good prompt. Anyone else? Okay. So what we've been holding in this circle, and I'm assuming that's still where we're at, is we are holding an end result for ourselves, for our family, for our community, for our country, for our world. That outcome of that shift having been made. And we may not know how to get there, but the shift has been made. And we are living in a world in which individuals have awakened. They may still be struggling, but that control agenda, domination, patriarchy dissolved. And we're living and beginning to build new, kind of like that. So whatever end result, similar to my words, that's where it is that we will continue to hold the outcome, that it is done. And so what is your place to play? What does your team have for you today? And as usual, if you want to, once we start the journey, if you want to shut off your camera, if you can stay focused better that way, totally good. Okay. So grateful to be with all of you, holding that firm foundation, that divine triad of Gaia, Sophia, and Grace, and also that triad of the divine masculine, holding us as we hold the vision for design. And call in your team, your specific guidance team that's there for you today. They are beings of integrity, or they wouldn't be here, because you are a being of integrity. They know what we're up to. They know where we are on the journey collectively. And they have a place for you and your wisdom and your exchange with them today. So just breathe, and in your imagination, there they are. Up beyond your body, your home, the trees, into that place beyond time, space, where everything exists and is possible, where life holds all magnificence that we are calling forth. So just notice the path that they are ready to take you down. It might be into the earth, it might be into the heavens, it might be into the grove. Go with them until you get to your sacred space with them. When you are complete with what they have to share and you have to give, they will bring you back. So go in peace, in love, in great security and safety, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Blessings. Okay, it's amazing what can happen in 10 minutes, isn't it? Taking time out of your day. So it's open for whomever would like to speak, share, and of course it's not necessary. You can always pass. We'll just do popcorn style.
Oh, I'll share. My vehicle was a hot air balloon, and it stayed in this atmosphere. It was very colorful. And it was the process of looking down, and what seemed so large on the ground was just so tiny up in the air. And the message was about observation of self-judgment and moving from dismantling critical self-judgment to discernment. And the message was also about trust, play, and the sense or feeling that we have you. It was a very nice, gentle adventure. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, Evie.
Well, mine was very simple this time. It was just a state of being at peace.
That's powerful too, isn't it, Sue?
My journey combined bits and pieces from other journeys. We were asked to do a healing on Paul, Sharon. So this is from back then. And I put this guy in a mirror box, and I saw these black tubes connected to him that went someplace else. And it was really hard to do the healing because of this connection, and there was trouble undoing this connection. Then the second part of this that came together was when we did the vision And we saw our usual outsiders, then saw outsiders behind those outsiders. Behind those outsiders were more of these tubes, which are wormholes. Okay. From a dimension is too small a word. They're from someplace else outside Laniakea, bringing in this energy. Okay, so I saw a sphere around Laniakea then that was filled with pinkish light and sparkles and beautiful and fantastic energy. And I was shown that there are black dots in it, like no-see-ums, that big, which are these tunnels. So they're not coming through the sphere at the same time they exist there from someplace else. And they can come and go as they will. So I found I had a can of bug spray in my hand because it came to me that we were told to do something about this, not just leave it, but get rid of the seeds. And I realized that this can of bug spray was an alchemical formulation like Susan Mavety makes. Okay, guys, do I sound like I'm on an acid trip yet? Because I've never done acid, but my outside mind started chattering at this point. Shut that down, started spraying, saw that cleared up this sphere where I was. And then I was told in a completely unrelated non sequitur that the mycelium, we all know it's a sentient being, huge, connects everything, definitely sentient. But that down around the edges, the growth plates have personality. Personality is the only word that even begins to cover it. It's more than just part of the same sentience. It's a different kind of sentience and part of the whole. So that was very interesting, having to shut down my duct tape man chatter mind. And I am done. I'm complete. That's better phrasing.
Better phrasing, that's true. Thanks, Arlie.
This was a journey. My team has gathered and they are already waiting for me to guide me along the path. We walk along a path through the field of limitless possibilities, and the landscape is changing all the time. And with these changes, we have all kinds of weather conditions. Brutal winds of change, soft breezes, snow and ice, rain and pouring rainfall, thunder and lightning, and then all of a sudden, 3 suns are at a blank sky, shining brightly, and a blue sun is a little further than the other 2, and also smaller. The air is thin and full of dust-like light particles. I notice we have arrived at the same time at the top of a mountain, a platform of red rock bottom with purple crystals. On this platform, 5 huge bird-like beings from the bird tribe are waiting, and they have large white wings and strong feet. But the skin of their feet is like a green snake skin. and my heart jumps because I know them very well. They all have questions for me to ponder on. And the first says, what do you really see when you look around from this place? And the second says, what is different from the last time we met here? And the third said, where do you go from here? And the fourth, which from us would you like to be with you on your journey? And the fifth just looks at me in peace. Thank you.
More and more parts of our team we get to see. More and more of the landscape of what we are, we get to see. Audrey, did you have something to share?
Well, I have to admit, I'm in awe of the people who share because my mind won't bit. And I had trouble bringing it back. Really, really weird that the name and face of Monica Lewinsky ended up in. That's about domination and control over a young person. She was popping. It was just really weird. She was very funny and expensive. The end game really intrigued me. Think about an end game, to think about what's possible. Think about a world where we no longer have the need to be better than, other than, smarter than, richer than, and where value is placed on every life. I can just imagine, I normally when I'm speaking in public, I'll say, I see you and you matter to me. And just saying that means so much to some people. I see you and you matter to me. And so to be in a world where every interaction was, I see you and you matter to me. I don't know if we'll get there. I don't know. But I know that our heart, there's a longing in our hearts for this world. I know that. There's in the Gospel of Thomas within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you're not able to bring forth what is within you, what you cannot bring forth will destroy you. And so I see this deep excavation, deep excavation, bringing forth everything that's been shut down. And I feel liberation of what I would call on this journey is any thought and belief is erroneous and harmful to us.
Thank you, Audrey. So the question I had is how do I, or how am I prepared to play on the global scene in a more major change maker way? You know, that's my question for my team. So just getting some ideas and some of the things I've been thinking as possibilities, it was just like, write it down, you know, don't ignore, and write it down, and then keep talking to us and let us keep talking to you. So this is the grandmother wisdom spray. Susan took some of the galactic glyphs that we were using for broadcasting several years ago, And they called to her, and she is, as an alchemist, created sprays from them, and then has gone on to create sprays even independently. So this is a grandmother spray. So when you said that earlier, I went, yeah, I'm going to do that spray and stuff, you know. I love the grandmother spray that Susan put together. Oh, Arlie's got hers. Yeah, we have so much available to us. And you know, Audrey, you know, one thing you said was, I don't know if we'll get there. I just want to tell the story again, which I've told it before, with my daughter Michelle. I mean, it happened with several of my children, but really with my daughter Michelle, I was more conscious. So my daughter Michelle's heart, 10% functionality. In the hospital, they wouldn't release her. They figured she'd be dead within a week unless she could get a heart pump. So they, you know, went that direction, and the heart pump people said, okay, we'll consider her. And then she got the heart pump, and they said, this is just a destination. You're not here to preserve long life so you can get a heart transplant. You know, you might have 3 years, maybe 5 max. Will we get there? And so that was planned for me. That was a medical plan. It was based on reality. It's based on, you know, tests. They see what they see, very strong, very in your face physical, that she had maybe, if she were lucky, 5 years, maybe. And so I said, plan A is she lives a long life. Her heart recovers. When it was clear that her heart couldn't recover, we went for a heart transplant. And there was an evening where I thought, this is so, I mean, really, physical tests say this. That's very solid. It's in your face. It is hardened evidence. And I'm doing this woo-woo work out here, energy. And I don't even know, you know. And I had that question, can we get there? And my team said to me, she who is the master of energy, meaning who understands and works with energy, whether you call it spirit, its laws, its teams, the expansive energy. She who is the master of energy determines the outcome. We had a heart transplant. My daughter Jennifer, similar situation. You know, they're saying brain cancer, bone cancer, liver cancer, spinal column cancer. And I say, no, she has chosen to live a long life. Will we get there? And they said, remember, she who is the master of energy determines the outcome. So holding on to an outcome without expectation, I guess that's the challenge. Because Michelle could have died. Jennifer could die. We all will. But, you know, we are here already in that question of, I see you and you matter to me right now in this circle, and every circle you're with women, I would bet you will look around the circle and you could say, and maybe we ought to start saying it more often, I see you and you matter to me. Expand the circle, you know, expand the ripples. Now, thank you for being here. What rich and powerful. And we keep being shown more and expanding more, and we don't even know what it all means, except we're holding an outcome. Okay, everyone, you can unmute, group hug, anything you want to say. This is the time. So
I would.
Yes, Sue.
So, the more I ask about, the more I seek, where will my heart, the energy in my heart take me? That's exactly where it's taking me, is that my job is to be love and light.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to speak the language of the heart. My job is to be full of joy and get rid of the judgment, the analytical mind, shut it down, replace it. I'm replacing it. Energy is energy. I'm just replacing the chatter with peace of mind. And The more I seek what is the energy within my heart, I am being shown a whole different reality. And it's all in concept. It's all in concepts. Gratitude, understanding, loving kindness is my favorite. And I just watched my son-in-law change to gratitude. He just changed. It was like an energy shower came over him and he came out a different, kinder man. And he was kind to begin with. So I'm seeing results just different. And I'm excited about it. Where the heart energy will take me.
Yeah, it's like what you do, I don't have to do. But it's a piece of the puzzle. What I do, others don't have to do, but we can share what we do. And we all have a role to play, a piece to hold, a song to sing. And it doesn't exclude the value of every other voice. And that's what I'm seeing coming together within the women that hasn't been there quite the same before. We've been competing because we kind of doubt ourselves, I think. Thank you, Sue. Beautiful.
I'm just very grateful that I did sign on. Gratitude to each and every one, and also especially to you, Sharon. I feel like I benefited. I'm not sure how or why, but there's a difference in my energy now. So thank you.
Yeah, we often don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
loves.
really love to say welcome to Audrey, and I hope we see you many times in the circles. Also, maybe in Sue's healing circle on Thursday. That's also beautiful. I love to be there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I love to share that tomorrow I'm starting with a training program for 7 weeks for ancestral healing for the past and for the future ancestors. So I'll put it in the circle so we can all resonate on that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Angelique.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. It's been amazing as always.
As always. Love you all.
Love you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.